Hello guys, hope you're all doing well. This is Ranjit from Konidana Classroom, presenting you today with data analytics course. Okay, so before we start with data analysis, I would like to ask you a question. Question is, what do you think data analytics is? Wait, before you actually see the screen and answer the same thing that I've just shown, I want you guys to think in your own way that what actually is data analysis? What do you think data analysis could be? Just data analysis. That's it. That's it, yeah. So data analysis is one such concept that exists in this world, which says that if I were to give you a data, right, you being a person who wants information from the data, you'll try to understand the pattern, you'll try to understand what actually data is telling you, right? So that's called data analysis. It's exactly like what I have put here, the science of analyzing raw data to make conclusions about the information. Okay, so this is called data analytics. Now, a person who works as a data analyst or as a data scientist, how are they actually gonna look into this? How are they actually gonna take the data and get the insights from? Okay, so to learn all these things, today we're going to learn how actually data analyst or data scientist will be focusing on data analysis part. Okay, so let's delve into this and now, before we start, so first thing that you need most of the time, okay, is the data. So how do you get the data? So if you're the person who's working in a company, then you will definitely get the data because they'll provide it to you. That means someone had actually collected the data, right? So people have already collected data and they'll present you the data, okay? And you'll have to present the information that you have collected behind the data, right? So, but it's not the same thing always. If you are a student, you have two options. One is you have three options actually. You will have to collect the data on your own, which might be time consuming. Okay. Second thing is you will have to ask any others to give the data to you, or you'll have to collect it from internet. Yes. So today I'm going to teach you how exactly you can collect data from an internet. Okay. So there is one website called as Kaggle. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is go to Google and type Kaggle. Okay, so this, as you see, it's a data science company. Okay, so it's mainly focusing on putting in the data sets and the place where you can code. Okay, so that anyone can have access to the data, so that they can learn things. Right. So I'm going to click on this. So you see there are. This is how it looks, and you just open Kaggle here. Ta-da! You see, this is how Kaggle looks like. So right now I have login. Okay, so that's why it might show all these things. See, there is a GPU access and there's a TPU access as well. Okay, that means I can code here, including the dataset. Okay, but you'll have to first log in. After you log in, you'll have to create your own account, right? And then, sorry, you'll have to create your own account and then log in. Yes, what am I saying? Anyway, so you come here and you'll see a lot of things. You can code, you can see discussion. That means any person who put a data set can code, and if there is any kind of a doubt, they can actually discuss here with the community. See, Kaggle is giving you a community so that you can communicate with people who are of same interest. Okay. So I see data sets here. I can click on any of the data sets here and I will be seeing all data sets, computer science, education, classification, computer vision, and so many other things. See, I have the data set keep on ready here. It's just ready. Okay. But so we want a data set right now, which we can use and analyze. So I'm going to click on movie review, okay, which I've already done. And I have opened a movie review data analysis data set. Okay, so this data set link is being provided here. So I click on that and I'll be going to this. So this is a place where I can get the data set from. Okay, now that I'm here, so data set, there is a folder here called data sources. And inside data sources, there's another folder called movies review. And then inside that, there's another folder. And each of that is a separate file. And there is a CSV file, CSV file, CSV file. Everything is a .csv file. So what actually is a .csv file? Hmm. So no worry. I'll help you out with, making you understand what a CSV file could be. So a CSV file is called as comma separated values. Wait, what? Comma separated values. So that means if I separate 1, comma 2, comma 3, would that become CSV file? Yes, exactly. How? So let's see with an example. So I can open any one of the Which is good, which is good. Nah, nothing is good. Okay, we'll open some random one. So you see this, every value that I'm showing you right now is actually separated by comma. There's Roman separated, modern separated, country separated, year, length, notes, photo, all those things are separated. Okay. So this separated values, okay, can actually be accessed in MS Excel to look something like this. Exactly. That's an Excel sheet, right? So you can create a table, you can create a simple Excel sheet, and while exporting it, while downloading it, you can download in many ways. One of that is .excel file. The other way is .csv file. CSV file is a very easy way that you can store the data and just transfer it wherever you want. So wherever you want, yes. So for now, let's say I go here, okay, and I want to pick any one of this data set. I see there's action movies, adventure movies, animation movies, biography movies, and a lot of other things. Okay, so our agenda in our today's class is going to be analyzing the data of movie reviews. Okay, so I think I'm a big fan of sci-fi. Okay, so I'll just click on sci-fi and I'll be ended up here. So this is how data looks like. I can have a quick scan about the data here. So there's Inception, Matrix, Interstellar, right? So I'll just click on download. So I can just download it, and there you go. Oh, looks like I've already downloaded it once long back. So that's why it says one. And you see, it's just 17.5 KB. Just that's it, 17.5 KB. See how easy it is that your data set can be just made in a very compressed manner, and it could be a .csv file. Okay, and that CSV file can be transported to your networks. Okay, so just now I just clicked on download and it just downloaded, and it is hardly 17.5 KB. So let's see what's there in this data set. It's a .csv file, but if I'm opening an Excel sheet, it's going to look like something this like this. Right? I told you, right? It's going to look like a table. So I have name, I have here, I have movie rated, I have run length, genres, release date, ratings, number of raters, number of reviews, review link from IMDb. So all this data I have. Okay, and the movie names are here, years are here. Okay, this looks nice. So I'm going to use this data set to do some analysis. Okay, analysis could be anything. So let's see how we can actually perform that. Okay, so a quick pro quo in here is you'll always have to copy the path of this place. I'll tell you why. So right now I'm just going to click on my this and then downloads. Inside my downloads, I have the data set here. Okay, I can just right click and I'll get the copy as path. I copy the path and then I'm going to go here. So where did I go? I just went to Jupyter Notebook. So in case if you are a very much beginner to Jupyter Notebook, I'll have to tell you this is something similar to Google Colab. So what is Jupyter Notebook? Jupyter Notebook is a place where you can code, Python code. Okay. So this is how Jupyter Notebook looks like. It's just a software where I can just code. Okay, that's all. So now in this software, there is a lot of advantage of using the software. I'll tell you why. This file, there are a lot of options that I can do, rename, duplicate, download, open. By the way, this is not online. This is there something in my local laptop. Okay, it's there in my local laptop. It's not online. Okay. Everything that I do here, every changes that I do here will be reflected here, you see. See, it will be reflected here. This is my Jupyter server. Okay, great. Now, what are the things that I need to do? So I click on new. That means I can open new txt file. I can open a new folder, console, terminal. But if for now I just want to stick with notebook. So I'll click on notebook and here I am. Okay. So I have just, there's something not nice. Okay. So I need to give a name. I can give a name. I'll give the name as movie review. Okay. And then .ipynb. So .ipynb is the Jupyter Notebook extension. Okay. So I'll show you how this works actually. Okay. So right now you see this one place where I can code, right? So remember Google Colab, it's similar to that. If I just type 2 plus 3 and I run it, I'll get 5. That's all. How do I run it? I can run it here. Okay. Or I can also do shift enter. Okay, shift enter or control enter. Okay, so I'll get the output. So great. Now, so Ranjit, you told about data analysis, right? So how exactly data analyst does the data analysis, right? So let's learn that. So to learn that, it's a very simple thing. Okay, it's not often the difficult part. Okay, so there are several tools that you need to do the data analysis, right? The tools involve first tool, Pandas. Second tool, NumPy. Okay. Now, so what is Pandas? What is NumPy? So these are all packages, okay, or tool that is used for data analysis. Okay. As a beginner, okay, this is how it works. Pandas, NumPy. This is how data analysis works. Okay. Now, an interesting thing is Pandas is used for doing something with the data set. Okay. NumPy is something which is like wife to pandas. It's like you do your work, I'll support you. Okay. I'll support you with my love and affection. Okay. I'll support you. You can achieve anything that you want, like that. Okay. So NumPy is going to support pandas in performing better. Okay. That doesn't mean NumPy can't work alone. NumPy also can work alone. It has a lot of advantage. Because of NumPy only we have pandas. Okay. So I'll tell you what NumPy is. It's a multi-dimensional array. First of all, what is array? So array, you guys would have heard it in maths, right? If you see something like a matrix, you used to call that as an array, right? An array is something like a vector. Remember vectors and spaces. Something like a vector or like a matrix which has more than one or two values. That is a NumPy array. That is an array. So in data set, you won't always have just one column and one row. You will have lot of column and lot of rows. That means you will end up with having multiple dimensional columns, rows. So that's why you need NumPy to let your computer perform well with the data set. How it is actually used, we'll learn more on that on NumPy, but today we'll be focusing more on pandas. Okay, so I'm going to first take the tools. I want to use the tool. No, I want to use the tool means I need to take it first to the Jupyter notebook. To do that, I'll type import pandas as PD. Okay, first of all, import pandas and type. Okay, and I ran it. Import pandas. It worked. So import pandas is a command which I'll use to take the pandas. Now the next thing that I can do is I'll type pandas dot. There is something inside pandas. Imagine pandas is just a single. Imagine pandas is like a notebook. Okay, imagine that. Just imagine pandas is a notebook. Okay, so pandas is a notebook. You see the name here, pandas. It's a notebook. Inside that notebook or a script, inside that you will have a function. A function means something which you can use for a purpose and anytime you want. Okay, which will have an algorithm set. So, for example, I can create a function in a very simple way. You don't have to worry much about it. And if I just create a function called add off, okay, I'll just show you how it works. You don't have to worry much about it. And then I say a is equals to let's say sum is equals to 1 comma 2. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Sum is equals to a comma b. And then I do sum equals a plus b. And then I'm going to print the sum. Okay. Let's say I do this. I run it. And in the next time, after however I want, whenever I want, I just type a add and then I type this and then I can type two numbers inside and it will give me 3. So that's the addition. So this is what a function is. You create an algorithm. You create something which has a rule and then you print that rule. Okay. And you can use it whenever you want. Similarly, there is something here called read underscore CSV, which is a function similar to add off, which is used for analyzing purpose. Okay. So now I want to import the CSV file, read the CSV file. To do that, I can type, huh, so the path, remember that I had took, I can just paste it here. That's it. Now, every time I paste a path, I need to change this left slash to the right slash, left slash to the right slash, and then left slash to the right slash. I can do it. And then I done it. Now you see I've got the data set. So I have the entire data set in my hands right now. Okay. So cool. Isn't that cool? Now I have an interesting thing that I can tell. Import pandas is not just pandas is often a bigger word. Pandas, Pandas. It's just like pandas, right? So instead of having such big name, you can call the same pandas in a smaller name. That's why you type as. You call me as your mentor. Okay. You call me as bro. You call me as, yeah, keep it with bro. Don't call me anything else. So you can call pandas as PD. Okay. And then I run it. And instead of pandas, I can just type PD, which is time saving for me. I run it and you see I got the data set, right? So now the next thing is I need to store this entire data set in a name. Remember identifier. So I'll put data. That's data. I say data equals pd.read underscore csv. And then the moment I type data, I'll get the entire data set. Isn't that cool? Right? So now we have the data set here. Now we can do a lot of things with this data set. That's why data analyst, hardly we did around like 0.05% of what data analyst or data scientists do. Okay, there's still a lot more thing that you need to know. Okay, so now I just imported the data set. But what's going to happen next? Exactly. So that is something that we're going to learn in the next video. Okay. So keep enjoying and tune for the next video. All right. See you guys. Bye bye.